Hey guys, so I wanted to talk with you today about having the conversation around mental health. And so I think it's so important to learn to talk about mental health. Everybody stresses, go get help, go talk to someone. But I think we don't know how to have a conversation. We don't know how to approach it. And so the first thing I want to talk about is normalizing mental health. And by normalizing it, it just means let it be a part of your regular conversations. When we're asking each other, how are you doing? Ask them, how are you really doing? What's really happening with you? Open up the space to actually allow them to answer, not the, oh, I'm doing fine, or the surface answer, but give them an opportunity to actually say, you know what? I'm really not doing that great, or I'm doing okay. I could be doing better. Opening it up for them to be able to take it a step further. When you ask them, how are you really feeling? Let's talk about how we feel. I'm okay, but what does that mean? How are you really feeling? Having it be a part of our conversations. We always do that on a daily basis. We ask each other, how are you today? But actually answer that truthfully. You could be doing okay, but those days that you're not, say, you know what, I'm not okay today. I'm feeling this or I'm feeling that. It's okay to take it a step further. I think when we talk about mental health, we automatically think of, oh, I don't have a diagnosis or I don't have a mental disorder. But mental health is your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. How is it affecting you? How is your mind doing today? Is it racing? Is it wandering? Do you feel stressed? Are you thinking of something deeply? Those are the things that we're talking about when it comes to like your mental health. Checking in with your mental health. So with everything happening around us, taking an opportunity to sit back with yourself and say, how am I doing? Am I processing these things? Okay. Do I watch the news and it makes me angry? Do I watch the news and I get anxiety? That means that there's something happening with your mental health that we need to pay attention to, that we need to address. Those are things. So we have to normalize it. We have to make it okay to talk about it. We have to make it okay to get help. And if you know what, you do talk about it with someone and it does lead to something else, that's what help is here for. That's why we're here, to take that and then help you figure out what's the next step for you, help you figure out how to manage whatever's happening with you. I think the second thing I want to talk about is getting comfortable with mental health. Sit in it, feel it, get comfortable with that. It's often where you know, we have it where sometimes we sit with someone and we may ask a question about how you're feeling. And they might walk in that door and they might just unload on you. And it's so uncomfortable that we don't know how to receive that and we don't know how to respond to that. And our response to that could actually shut them down. So we have to be comfortable with actually having that dialogue, with sitting with someone who's not okay, with being able to acknowledge that and be able to talk to them about it. I think part of it is we're not comfortable with having the conversation. So we don't make it comfortable for others to open up to us, or we don't know what to do when they have done that. And that leaves an impression on both them and you. So being able to get comfortable with mental health, I think that's going to be another important part. And the last thing I want to talk about is, know when to get help. Know when something is beyond you. Know when to say, you know what? I've been having these feelings. I've been having these thoughts. I physically don't feel right. Go get help. Go talk to someone. Even if you don't know how to have a conversation, how to get your feelings out, how to articulate what's going on inside of you, what you're feeling. Find someone, identify a professional, and then say, I don't know how this is going to come out, but I just need to say it. That's what we're here for. We can take that and then go with it. We can take that and guide you and direct you. I think we often want to have it perfect. We want to be able to, put it out the right way. But if you don't know how to do that, don't let that stop you. Find a professional to talk to so that you can say, all right, I don't know how to put this out there. I'm just going to say it. And then that's where we take it and we do something with it. This is a safe space. And so oftentimes when we are in families or we have a lot of people around us, we might bring up something's happening and someone might shut you down, or someone might be like, oh, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal, but it is to you. And so What a professional does is creates a safe space for you where this is someone who has no history or no background besides what you disclose to them. Someone who is supposed to create a safe space, a judgment-free space for you, so that you can talk about how you are truly feeling. And then take that and not judge you, but take that and actually help you process how you're feeling. Give you some tools and some guides to help guide you on whatever journey that you're on. That's what that professional does. There are many tips and many thoughts that I can give you centered around having the conversation, starting the conversation. But I think the biggest things I wanted to highlight with you was making it normal, normalizing being able to talk about mental health, and then being comfortable with it. Again, we want you to talk about it, but if you're not comfortable with it, then that conversation is guided based off of your reaction to a person, your inability to receive what they're saying because you're uncomfortable, and then they've now been vulnerable and put something out to you. And because it wasn't received well, because you didn't know how to receive it, they then shut down. And that is that experience that you both share. So we want to work through that. Again, get help. If you don't know where to begin, find someone. There are plenty of listings out there. Search it online, Google, reach out to me, however you want to do it. But find someone, identify someone, and then get it started. There's no right way, there's no perfect way to do it. Just if you acknowledge, I need to talk with someone, I need to get help, that's where we start. And then we can take it from there. I think the biggest thing is being afraid to be vulnerable, being afraid to say, I do need to check in on my mental health. Just like you go to the doctor, just like you go to any services that you go to, you do your monthly things, all your self-care, mental health needs to be on that. Having, good mental health practices are so important as we deal with everything that's happening right now. It's so important that we take moments to step back and check in with ourselves. Because if we want to make it through and last through everything that's happening and be able to kind of see it when it's done and kind of see things when we've come back or we've created a new normal, then you need to be in a good space to do that. And so this is where it's important to really highlight and really pay attention to your mental health. So if anyone has any questions, if you want to reach out to me, you can go to my website, fitlifewellnessllc.com. You can email me, info@fitlifewellnessllc.com. Let me know what's happening. You can call me. I'll put my phone number in there. Find a way to reach out. If you don't want to talk to me, talk to someone else. Find someone to connect with. It's so important. Start the conversation. Get comfortable with your mental health. Thanks.